Hello everyone and welcome to the decks of the weekend. This is obviously my weekly video here on my YouTube channel where I go over the decks that caught my attention the most on the newer formats. And this is the first weekend with Bloom Borrow Legal. And we're guess actually there's not that much that went on in that set except for sure Standard, which I will also cover at the end. I'll cover Modern Legacy and Standard today. Let's kick things off with this modern deck I have in front of me. I love to showcase the paper tournament a lot because I think that, it's not too much what to support with the lack of GPs, but still, tournament organizer are going to organize those, and I love to do as much as I can, which is either like go at them, which is what I'll do a lot in October and November, and as well as show the results on my platform. So this is the Axio Now winner. Name is Michael Balam, and he won with a quote-unquote outdated archetype with just a couple of main deck changes, although the sideboard changed a lot in order to update to the metagame. You have Rakdos Charm that is good against the Ocelot Pride going large. You have Leyline of Punishment, which is very good against the Mono Black Necro decks, and you have 4 copies of Arch Mentor, which is definitely needed for the Nadu metagame, which is very popular, or at least very winning, in paper. On Magical Line, it's a different story. On Magical Line, Boros Energy is super popular. Last RCQ of 350 people were won by Mardu Energy with 4 other energy decks, so 5 energy total in the top 8. So that deck is super popular over there. Alright, so what do we got here? What's the addition? Well, again, the addition is just Flash and Arena of Glory. Arena of Glory is also good because you can ace Sign Draco or Kabu, and I think that can actually be a big deal. Reckless Charm is also good against the combo deck of Nadu. That's a good point. Yes, indeed. We're still playing Ragavan here, despite all of the Boros energy decks just going large and making Ragavan, much weaker than it used to be, also Nadu. But, still decent here. You have a lot of ways to go through with removal spells. And you're still playing the Leyline plus Binding. You can give the first strike to Ragavan with Scion plus Binding and Flying. So I guess in that case, it's strong. Actually, yeah. All right. Not too much else to say. That top 8 had a couple of people that back to back the event here with Ben Jones and Arceus Dota. A pretty diverse top 8. I'm gonna cover some of these decks in my next videos, like this Dimir Control, and I've played Espagor recently. There's also Will Hall, of course, that's the commentator that we all love. So yeah, overall, a cool tournament. Kind of wish to go one day to this Axion Now event. Let's now go over to Legacy. So in Legacy, we had the Gen Con event going on in America, and they awarded the very precious Dark Ritual to Burn Taco 77 on Twitter, and he got the job done with this take on Dimir No Grief. So if you followed a little bit of Legacy, everyone's just want to ban the Grief. But that's it. And guess what? Well, Walgrave was very popular. I heard rumors that it was over 70% of the day 2 event. It didn't win. It probably came second. Actually, I didn't check. And this deck that is still blue-black without Grief got the job done. Playing with Psychic Frog and Murkta Regent, the same cards that you love to play in Modern. The shell for this deck is incredible. You have Force, Daze, and Wasteland, so similar to Delver. You don't play Delver though, you play Nethergoyf. Now, this is a 1-mana threat, and while this card isn't very good in Modern, mostly because, well, mana curve is more expensive, and, just having a 1-mana large guy is not enough for it to be good. In Legacy, that is true, because you have Wasteland, you Daze, and again, as I said, Force of Will, so obviously, the cheaper your threat is, the better. You also have a couple of Tamio, which goes very well with Brainstorm, but still you don't want to play too many of those, because it's definitely bad in multiples. And the very interesting main deck Neospell, which is definitely won't be a thing anymore if Grief goes out and Reanimate number go lower. Baragoyf is another new card in the side. This is a card that spiked in price a lot. I remember when it came out and I was interested in buying it for Cube, it was €3 and now it's like 8. So definitely pick up this copy if you are a Cube player, Commander player, Legacy player. This card is strong. It's a 3 mana large guy, keyword large guy, as well as Deathfetch, Lifelink, and card advantage. So if your opponent doesn't play Daze, this is a good card to side in. Arbinger of the Sea, also another amazing card. And this deck overall is a great decking legacy that will probably survive any ban, because I don't think they will ever ban Frog now. In 6 or 12 months, yes, but not now. So this is definitely going to be the best deck in Legacy in September, I'm assuming. Let's go to the last format I want to cover today, and that is Standard. Now, even though I'm not bringing Standard to the channel, we do talk about it on the podcast with the Competitive Magic with the Karnies, and we will be recording it before I leave on Thursday for my vacation. So despite leave for vacation, the YouTube channel will keep on posting videos after videos, day after day. What do we have here? Well, here we have the last Pro Tour champion deck of Standard, the main ramp. Obviously, there's rotation. You don't have Topiary Stomper, and you don't have the new Capenna lands anymore. But that didn't stop Hall of Famer Willie Edel to come second to a standard challenge with this. And he's also playing Heaped Harvest from Bloomburrow over Astra Cornucopia. Now, what does the Harvest do? Comes into play, you pick up a land, you put it into play, tapped, basic land. And then also when it dies, which is very powerful, since you pay 2, you sacrifice this, you gain 3 life. So on turn 3, you ramp, and then later you gain 3 life, you ramp again. Now, this card does a lot for this deck. And yeah, so this is what we have. Rest of the deck is with Jay's Perfected Mind. Not sure why you would play this. I guess Willie was expecting a lot of control decks. You still have Covenant of Souls. Triple Passage is also a reprint, and you have a lot of Survey Land that will fix your banned mana base while giving you a mountain and a swamp to get your full domain, to play Leyline Binding, to play your full Earth Migration with domain, of course, and to give the missing color to Archangel of Wrath. So overall, I think this is a definitely a great place to start if you played the main round before with the post rotation. And again, we're gonna follow more Standard on the podcast Competitive Magic with the Karnies, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, that'll be it for me. Hope you will have a great weekend, and yeah, thank you for watching this weekly video in the decks of the weekend. Bye bye.